Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have some more Call of Duty news. In particular, it's going to be yet again about Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision. This information is going to be coming in from Charlie Intel, and as you guys can see, a United States Federal Trade Commission judge has ruled that Sony has to provide documents to Microsoft revealing exclusivity contracts from January 2019 onwards as part of their investigation into Microsoft's Activision Blizzard King deal. That is really interesting, although unfortunately, as of right now, it appears that that same judge is currently ruling that the information that Sony provides will be kept redacted. But the hope for the player base, as well as like everyone in the games industry as a whole, is that some of that information will come to the public. It will actually see the light of day, because a lot of us want to know what exactly is going on behind the scenes at Activision Blizzard. What exactly goes into these exclusivity deals? I mean, before Sony had the exclusivity rights to the Call of Duty franchise, even Microsoft had access to exclusivity rights, but it's always been behind closed doors, kind of secretive information. We never got to hear exactly what was going on, how these contracts work, and why they got the content that they got. Just as players, however, we're just tired of it. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there that play on PlayStation and they're happy that they get exclusive access to early weekends of the beta, or maybe some other perks and benefits, and Xbox fans enjoyed the same thing way back when. But I think we've reached a place where everyone just kind of collectively agrees that exclusivity as a whole is stupid, it's toxic, and it's bad for the games industry. And now we find ourselves in a situation where some of that information may actually come see the light of day. And as we do know, Microsoft has said that should the deal go through, that they're going to be doing away with exclusivity. Essentially, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, everything will be getting all Call of Duty content the same day on all platforms with feature and content parity, which definitely sounds pretty good. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how that is going to play out. And the next bit of information for this video, I think, is actually even more interesting, because it kind of gives us a glimpse as to where the COD franchise as a whole is going. So Activision Blizzard filed yet again to the SEC, and we're not talking about football here, we're talking about the Securities and Exchange Commission, and in there we get this graph right here showing that Sony is actually doing a lot better than Microsoft when it comes to making money for Activision. We have 2020, 2021, as well as 2022. Microsoft in 2020 accounted for 11% of Activision Blizzard's revenue, but in 2021 and in 2022, their revenue was so low that it wasn't even registered. But whereas Sony in 2020 made up 17% of Activision Blizzard's revenue. But look how this goes as the years go by. Sony went from 17% to 15% to 13%. So apparently Microsoft and Sony are going down in terms of how much revenue that they're actually making for Activision Blizzard, but Apple and Google each year are going up 14% to 17% to 18% for Google, and then 15 to 17 to 20% for Apple. So mobile gaming is making so much money for Activision Blizzard King, whereas traditional console gaming has been going down. But like Microsoft has been saying all along, Sony is still killing Microsoft when it comes to how much money they're actually earning and their own place within the games industry. Like, the market share that Sony has, according to Microsoft, is much bigger than Microsoft, which is why they're going out of their way to try to actually acquire Activision Blizzard, and also why Sony's trying to block Microsoft from getting Activision Blizzard. If Microsoft gets Activision Blizzard and gets access to COD and Overwatch and basically everything underneath the Activision Blizzard umbrella, they obviously would have a much larger market share. Sony claims it would be too big of a market share, whereas Microsoft is saying Sony already owns so much of this, like, we're just trying to compete at this point. And they're also going out of the way to try to make it look like they're being the good guys by saying that, you know, they have these new deals with Nintendo and Nvidia. They're promising, you know, same day content parity for the COD franchise for at least 10 years. But then again, Microsoft has lied in the past when it comes to Bethesda games. It recalls when they acquired Bethesda, and then suddenly Starfield is going to be an Xbox and PC exclusive. It's not going to be coming to the PlayStation, even though they said that it would be coming to the PlayStation. So Microsoft has been sketchy in the past, and I find this stuff really interesting. It's just, I wish it was faster moving. A video like this today is obviously a much shorter video. I mean, not the craziest news in the world. I think we all kind of knew that like mobile gaming was pretty big, but the fact that we may get some official information about the exclusivity rights that Sony has had with the COD franchise over the course of the past couple of years is pretty interesting to me. So as always, I'll try to keep you guys posted as we learn more. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this short little news update video here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on this down there in the comments, and fingers crossed, man, this is a new record. 2 straight days I've had my YouTube channel without some nonsense happening. So hopefully we're going to get back in the swing of things. I mean, views are super down right now, but when you lose 15,000 subs overnight because of hackers, then I kind of understand it. So thank you so much to everyone who's continuing to support the channel and is still hanging out here. If you guys could hook me up with a like on this video, that'll definitely be helpful to try to make it, get back out there that, I have my channel again. Feel free to come on back. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out as well. But for right now, that's it for this video here today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.